Kingdom Come Deliverance has been out for around about a week now, and the reviews are very mixed, to say the least. People have found that the game is just riddled with bugs, which has obviously affected the game's reception. Some people are still managing to enjoy the game regardless. But this does raise the question, should Kingdom Come Deliverance be let off for its lack of polish, or should the developers be put on the chopping block for releasing the game in this state?
Kingdom Come Deliverance was released on the 13th of February for PC, PS4 and Xbox One. Developed by Warhorse Studios, the game is a medieval RPG with an intense focus on realism and historical accuracy, set in Bohemia during the 15th century. But the day before release, news broke about a massive day one patch for the game, which weighed in at a whopping 20 gig on PC and 28.7 gig on consoles. Executive producer Martin Kilmer told fans the day one patch was so big because the team had implemented so many bug fixes and balance changes that most of the game data had to be replaced. Kilmer ended his comments saying, "Trust me, it'll deliver the awesome experience you deserve."
We do deserve an awesome experience. This is the gaming industry. We don't get enough of them. Am I right?
Am I right?
We deserve
You're also
it.
right, yeah.
We deserve it.
We'll see what happens next. But once the game finally released, many people were shocked to discover the game was absolutely riddled with bugs. Graphical glitches, texture popping, and broken animation were just a few of the problems people were having with the game, and there were even reported cases of corrupt save files and frequent crashes. Some people began to wonder whether the day one patch did anything at all, and if it did, then what must the game have looked like before the patch was applied?
So a little bit on the day one patch, and the information I have is that the reason why they have such a huge day one patch is that they have to submit a version of the game to the publisher weeks, if not months, in advance of the game releasing. So what they do is they use that time before the game's released to patch and to fix and balance the game out. Upon day of release, you get served the version that the publisher have got, right? You buy a disc, that's the version that the publisher's got when they printed the discs. However, because the team's been working on it for so long since, they've got to update all the game files and like basically pretty much replace a lot of the game files. That's why the game day one patch is there. Should they have finished it in the first place? I don't know, that's a conversation for later in the script, I guess. Bit of a spoiler alert. Not long after release, creative director Daniel Vavra said in a tweet a patch would be at least 2 weeks away, and it will fix issues with quests not working and the game's frame rate problems. Despite all these issues with the game, it seems people are really enjoying it for what it is, and it is selling very well according to the developers. At the time of recording, Kingdom Come currently has a rating of mostly positive according to Steam reviews and a Metacritic score of 77. Sales-wise, Vavra told Czech TV that Kingdom Come had sold 500,000 units in 2 days, and it was the top selling title on Steam at the time of release. According to statistics website GitHype, Kingdom Come managed to hit a peak concurrent player count of 95,824 during launch week, and it also sits around the 7th most played title on Steam right now. So do we call it Kingdom Come or Deliverance? Because Deliverance is my preference, because it's just
one word,
Deliverance.
But it's also a film about hillbillies, so you don't want to get that confused. But then Kingdom Come, yeah, it sounds like a bit mobile. I don't know. Let's call it Deliverance from now on. Like, let's get
to the topic.
So, Eurojank, that's the buzzword that's going around about this game. Many others, basically, it's a game in Europe with a lot of ambition, but it ends up being not polished. I don't know what that's all about, but this has fallen right into that category there. The bugs thing, I mean, some people on one side are saying, oh, it's not okay when Bethesda do it, so why can Kingdom Come Deliverance get away with it? And there's other people saying, back off, buddy, this is a AA game. But the way I see it is that it was an early access game. They had loads of time to look at different bugs and stuff like that. I know that the early access game was a certain segment of the game, so those sections that couldn't have been tested by the public, but the bugs. I mean, anyone can look at a compilation of bugs on YouTube and go, haha, that does look buggy, looking at you, Croby Cat. But when I've actually seen Gaz's gameplay of it, I was like, For me personally, I don't really mind too much about bugs. The limited save function in the game, mixed with the bugs, is a recipe that could cause a lot of frustration.
Yeah. We'll talk about the limited save
more on that
later on. Spoiler alert. I've had hands-on time with the game, and I really enjoy it, but the bugs are just evident. You can see them, they're all over the place. With a game that's so immersive and so realistic, I mean, that's one of the selling points of the game, and the bugs just completely wipe that, that whole selling point of the game is completely undermined by the fact that there's bugs riddled everywhere. Now, should we let them off for this because they are a double A, I mean, you know, they're an indie, a large indie producer, let's play. They're not a triple A producer. I don't know. I'm very conflicted by this because a lot of times we say we should finish your games and release them in a fit state. However, with a team like this, with the budget that they had they have taken the extra 3 to 6 months of just polishing everything up, would they have run out of money? I mean, that's the obvious question, isn't it? They haven't got unlimited funds like someone like Ubisoft or Activision might have, or EA. They could just throw money at that shit and get it done. An indie developer like this might be struggling for money and might have to balance getting the game right in the first place with the long-term prospects of the company itself, because it might be undermined by the fact if they don't have a good launch, if they haven't got enough money, they might just have to shut down or something like that. I mean, it's a very kind of tricky thing to kind of balance. For my money, what they're aiming for here is so ambitious, and it's new and it's fresh, and it's not something we've seen before. All the mixture of the gameplay mechanics, it's not a combination that I've seen before, and I am absolutely loving what they're aiming for here. I don't love the bugs. I'm so conflicted. I just don't know what to say from here. Fix your shit, but at the same time, I want to see them succeed, so I can't go too hard on them because they're trying something new. It's fresh. Do you know what I mean?
The thing is, all the problems aren't to do with the game though. So in 6 months' time, it's going to be a different story. A game like Mass Effect Andromeda, that was shit because the game was shit, is still shit now. But this, in 6 months' time, if you're watching this in 6 months' time, in the future, you're going to be like, what the f*** are these two on about? There's no bugs in my game.
They're fixed it by then, but the reviews get mostly done on day one, right? And if the game's published with all the bugs, it's going to get lower Metacritic scores because of the bugs. Is that going to affect the game long term? How well the game's going to do is potentially thwarted by the fact that it was really buggy on day one. I don't know. I mean, if you fix your game 6 months down the line, the reviews are still there. The bad reviews are still there, and it doesn't help. And
historical accuracy you can't get rid of.
I mean, that's it, Jake. However, it's also worth saying that some of the problems people have with the game aren't to do with the bugs, it's to do with the gameplay itself. One of the biggest complaints within the game is the limited save system. In order to save your progress in Deliverance, you have to manually save using a bed to rest, which could make you fail a quest because of the time restrictions or hit a checkpoint mid-quest. You can also use an item called Savior Schnapps, an in-game beverage that allows players to save anywhere, and they are expensive to buy. And they also contain alcohol, which has a detrimental effect on your character if used too many times. Certain players took issue with the unfriendly save system, but luckily a modder has already created a mod which allows unlimited saving anytime, any place.
Modders have also taken to improving several other game mechanics. One mod, for example, makes the lockpicking system more intuitive without compromising the developer's vision. Then there is another mod which makes the archery more realistic by making the arrows fly faster than they do in the vanilla game. And of course, there's a highly anticipated Game of Thrones mod that promises to totally convert the game, because of course your medieval game needs a Game of Thrones mod. It's 2018. So it seems like Deliverance's emphasis on realism and historical accuracy may have gotten in the way of the game actually being fun to play, at least for some people. But because the game is mod friendly, people can make the game play however they want with a few simple steps. So what's the deal with Kingdom Come Deliverance? Is it a bad game which needs to be fixed by modders, or is it just a slightly buggy game that needs patching up a bit? I've only got one thing to say on this aspect of it. All games aren't for all people. I love it when there's a limited gameplay system, like limited saves and all that. You know, the bugs aren't there by intention, and they aren't put there purposely. Creative decision to limit saves, creative decision to make lockpicking this way, combat this way, I'm fine with that, because you can't have, you know, one universal combat system, save system for every game. I think that's boring. So as for this, I don't see any problems. If you don't like the save system, maybe the game's not for you. That's all I've got to say about this aspect.
I think it's awesome. The game isn't supposed to be easy, right? And this is the realism aspect of it. You can't save your real life. If you die, you can't reload your life. Obviously, they can't go to that extent of realism. Complete, permadeath. You drink this Savior Schnapps, which is A, really expensive, and B, gets you drunk. That's a kind of a bit of a trade-off. If you don't want a realistic game, go and play something else. Go and play something else. This game isn't for you. This game is awesome for the people that it's aiming for, people like me. Old school gamers who want old mechanics, who want hard gameplay, who want a really steep learning curve, and who want in-depth gameplay and in-depth mechanics. This is who the game appeals to. If it doesn't appeal to you, stop bitching about the save. Just go and play another game.
Classic Gaz rant there. He's been gone for a week and he's back. He's back with the goods, baby.
You're welcome. So did Kingdom Come deliver what you were expecting of the game? Let us know down in the comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new around here, check out some more of our content on your screen there. Support us on Patreon if you are pretty good. We'll see you again in the next video. Until then, bye for now.